if you couldn't already tell by the by the intro and my gang right here, my gang. Today's dog day. A little later, I'm going to the local animal shelter to give some donations before we head out for the holidays. But I also wanted to show you guys a few things, most commonly asked questions about how I personally care for my dogs. So, this is Levi's favorite ball. We buy him new balls and we throw away the other parts of this ball, but he still manages to find bits and pieces. And it's his favorite. Don't ask me why. Okay, there you go. Okay, so here is their doggy drawer. It's a little messy right now, but it has everything that we use on a daily basis. I have wipes, because we live in dirty ass downtown, so I always wipe their paws after walks. And then of course their leashes, and I have travel bowl, poopy bags, and then some like flea medication and heartworm. And then of course their clothes. You know, I never thought I'd be a dog owner, and especially a dog owner that dresses their dogs, but here we are. And we have their little toy box. If the toy box starts to overflow, we donate the toys. Like, this is all they need and this is all they have. My mom used to order them Bark Box for Christmas as a Christmas gift, and we would get toys every month, and I had to tell her to stop because it was just too many toys. We don't need that many toys. But this was Levi's very first toy. We got him when we first adopted him, Lammy. And, oh, you want Lammy now? You want Lammy now? Okay, go. Next, we've ordered this doggy lawn. We get it delivered. It's fresh grass delivered. We get it delivered weekly. And I don't walk my dogs at night because, again, you know, downtown. And they go here, and it's perfect, I guess, personally. We feed them small batch. We mix between like turkey and duck. And small batch is expensive. This is like $28, $30 a bag depending on where you go. And of course, since I have 2 dogs, we go through the bags pretty quickly. But it is really clean. Let's see. It's just all food. There's no shit in there. The pet food industry isn't regulated, so they can put whatever they want in it. So I prefer to spend a little bit more on their food to make sure that they're healthy, which therefore means I spend less on vet bills. So I feel like it's a trade-off. I used to make the dogs their food with like vegetables, greens, a lot of greens, carrots, and some type of meat. But honestly, I've realized that it's kind of ends up being a little bit more expensive because they go through the food so quickly that I just have to make huge batches every day and then go to the grocery store. So I don't really do that. But if you are interested in making your own dog food, I'll link some good recipes in the description box for you to check out. But yeah, that's that. Yeah, yesterday I went to a healthy spot because the boys are going into their doggy sitter tomorrow while we're away. And then I also wanted to get food for the pound, just to donate some to those dogs. So we got a lot of doggy stuff going on. Also donating some of their beds. I can't believe Luke used to fit in here. Come on, Lukey, remember? Yeah, he doesn't fit in there anymore. Okay. Do you remember when you used to fit in there? Do you remember? Okay, baby. And then we also got these. They're little dog seats that you put over the headrest of your car so they can look out of the window, but Luke definitely doesn't fit that anymore, and I can't have Levi in it without Luke in it because it causes drama, so we're just gonna donate those as well. If you have small dogs, these are actually really, really cute. All right, party people, we are off to Zed Shelter. I go to the North Central Animal Shelter because it's just the one that's closest to me. And if you have never been to a shelter, it's actually really emotionally draining. The first couple times I went to a shelter, I cried, for better or for worse. I no longer cry. what that means. You know, there's a lot of issues just with animal welfare, but for me, what's most important in my eyes is getting animals out of the shelter. So the importance of pet adoption and spreading the word about pet adoption, and also spreading the word about backyard breeders and spay neutering, because especially in California, we euthanize, or the US in general euthanizes hundreds of thousands of dogs and cats a year because of overcrowding, and that's obviously due to irresponsible pet owners, backyard breeders who dump unwanted litters at the shelter, and to lax spay and neutering laws. So that's why I try to, you know, if you follow me on Instagram, I'm always posting about dogs that need homes, or the importance of fostering and all that stuff. And don't give me the excuse that you need a particular dog that you can't find in the shelter, because that's bullshit. I've seen every single type of dog in the shelter. And I actually have really good friends that purchased their dog and kind of bite my tongue about the situation, but all of their dogs I've seen in the shelter system, and those people have paid thousands and thousands of dollars. So that's why, to me, supporting shelters and rescues is really important. And if we were in town for Christmas and the New Year's this year, I would definitely open our home to a foster dog, just at least to get them out of their cages just for a couple days. But we're not going to be here, so the least I could do is drop off donations and make sure that they're comfortable. And everyone, so here are the donations. We just got to the shelter. A lot of options. I do keep some dog food in my car in case I find a stray dog. It's easier to get them when there's food in here. And again, I wouldn't recommend to feed this to your own dog, but this stuff is like McDonald's for dogs, so if it's a stray, they'll probably more likely come to me if I have junk food, you know? So all of this is going to the shelter. All right. There we go. Hi, beautiful baby. Hi, beautiful baby. Hi. Oh, look at how cute you are. Wow, beautiful baby. Hi. I know, you just want love. You just want love, huh? Bull Terrier, what did I tell you guys? This is the third Bull Terrier I've seen in a shelter. 7 years old and in a shelter. I know, it's scary, huh? Every time you go to a shelter, they have this. Has the animal ID number, so if you're interested in adopting, you would need to log online or wherever to find the animal ID. Sex, the date of birth, possible breed, the day they were taken in, the type of intake, so this can either be a stray, a pickup, owner surrender. Here's all the vaccinations and stuff, so that's how you read something like this. Looks like this owner dropped off both of his dogs. Hi, honey. I'm so sorry. Honey, look at your eyes. Look at your eyes. Look at your eyes. I know. I know, I'm sorry. Hi. Hi, hi, hi. Hi, hi, hi. Hi, hi, hi. Hi. Not gonna lie, that shelter run through was kind of emotional, even though I told you I stopped crying going to shelters. It was a little bit different today. Last time I went to that particular shelter, it was almost, I mean, it's not empty. It wasn't empty. None of the shelters are ever empty, but there was a good chunk of animals that were adopted out from that shelter, and now it's full. but that's just how it goes. And then normally when I go to the shelters, a lot of the dogs are just scared. Like, living in the shelter environment is really scary. A lot of dogs, a lot of barking, noise. It's scary. So sometimes all the dogs are just huddled in corners and really scared, which is sad to see. But today it was different. They wanted love. They kept on coming up to the front of the gate wanting your affection, and I've never really experienced that before. So that was kind of emotional. And then just seeing all of the owners surrender dogs, like, to me, I don't get that. That's really upsetting. If you surrender your dog, then you should not have a dog ever again, in my opinion. There's zero excuse to ever surrender a dog. And, you know, people don't realize how expensive and time-consuming owning an animal is. I mean, that's why I started my debt-free journey, because I couldn't afford Luke's medical bills, and and he had to have emergency surgery. A lot of people surrender their dogs because of age, which is bullshit. Like, you are a bad person if you surrender your dog because they're too old. Like, that is fucked up. Or because they have too much energy, or they don't bark. Like, there's just like so many fucking stupid ass excuses people give that surrender their dogs that I'll just never understand. But I picked up a volunteer orientation sheet in my 2019 goals. I said that I wanted to volunteer more, so I think I want to go ahead and check this out. If you're in the LA area, you just have to go to laanimalservices.com/volunteer to be able to fill out an application, and then you have to go to an orientation and all that kind of stuff. I really am interested in volunteering at a shelter because I want to learn more about how the system is run, because I feel like, I mean, this is just from an outsider's perspective, but I feel like they can do things better. So I would like to volunteer and kind of just start to learn the ins and outs, because of course one day I would love to own a farm with a huge yard and be able to foster dogs and adopt them out more. So learning to see what can be done better, I think, is really important before you start a new venture. So yeah. And of course, any place that you live has a shelter. So if you are at all interested in volunteering or fostering, or if you're even considering owning a dog and you have never owned a dog before, you need to volunteer, you need to foster. Volunteering at an animal shelter would probably be the best way to figure out what kind of dog you want, because you need to figure out not only what breed you want, but what kind of energy level you want. Do you want a lap dog, or do you want a dog to go on hikes with? You know, you just need to be super aware of what exactly it is you're looking for in an animal. Like, you really need to, dogs are lifetime commitments. They're like kids, but they never grow up. You're always picking up poop, you know, so. You guys look so cute. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Crazy dogs. Luke, am I bothering you? Do you love me as much as I love you? Okay. Do you love mommy? Yeah, I know you love mommy. Okay, baby. You know, I actually never really liked dogs up until I basically adopted Levi. In fact, I shared this on Instagram. I distinctly remember when I was younger being so terrified of a golden retriever that I ran across the street and almost got hit by a car. And then I turned like 28, and then instead of getting baby fever, I got like doggy fever. And then Levi was born. And actually, you know who Levi's brother is? Is Justine's dog. they're from the same litter. I always feel kind of obligated to post some kind of animal doggy awareness video during the holidays, because some of you dumb motherfuckers get dogs or gift dogs as presents to people who aren't aware of how much work a dog is. And then guess where they end up? The animal shelter. You know, I get a lot of flack actually for speaking about animal issues, but still not being vegan. A lot of people hate that, which I get, but it does seem pretty harsh. You can't be an animal lover if you're not vegan. You can't be an environmentalist if you're not vegan. That's the argument that people give me all the time, which I get, but I don't completely agree with. I know many people in the environmental field that aren't vegan that do a lot to help the environment, and obviously, you know, I know a lot of people in the animal community that aren't vegan that do a lot for animal rights. But I would be curious to read what you guys have to think about that statement. Do you feel that people can be animal lovers but not be vegan? I think that will be a very, very interesting comment section. Adopt, don't shop. That was the whole point of this video, I think. We're almost at the end of Vlogmas, guys. So hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. I don't know if we're doing anything exciting, so I've been trying to not post videos on days that are just bullshit. I try to post when I have like something to say. So maybe I'll see you tomorrow. Maybe I won't. I don't know, but I'll see you later.